This is MotoGeo and this is the new Aprilia Tuono. So what do we have from a new Aprilia Tuono? Well, in honesty, everything has just been more refined. Right from the beginning, the start of the Tuono was a fantastic machine. Great engine, great chassis, very nimble, was an awesome bike. So they're really just working on not reinventing the wheel, just making some small little adjustments. Now with the Euro 5 coming in, for a lot of manufacturers, presented so many problems. Losing power, how the power was delivered, fueling, things like that. So this is where Aprilia have really worked hard. So they've got the Euro 5, but with no power loss. Exactly the same, 175 horsepower machine. And this bike is a lot of fun. You really get to use that sort of power. The V4 motor is just incredible. It's got a real punch when the power band comes in, and the sound that comes out of this exhaust is an absolute joy. Every gear, every downshift, you name it, the sound that comes out of this motorcycle, bliss. Now, riding position, over the RS V4, the Tuono is a much more relaxed riding position. It's still sporty, but you've got these more upright handlebars, and that really just gives you more leverage. It's easier on the wrist, it's a more pleasant ride, especially when you're just doing street riding. It's just really trying to get the rider comfort, the rider enjoyment ultimately, because the RS V4 is a very much a track-based bike. It's very sporty, so great around racetracks, great in the canyon, but not the most comfortable machine if you're just riding every day, commuting, that kind of thing. The Tuono really relaxes that riding position. So these upright handlebars just give you a really different riding position, like I said, and just more rider comfort. Now dash-wise, you've got this beautiful TFT display, all the bells and whistles that comes with this motorcycle, traction control, wheelie control, cornering ABS, and everything else. And this model being the factory, it comes with fully adjustable electronic Öhlins suspension as well, which is absolutely fantastic. Changes, well, there's quite a few changes, but it's more in the refinements, okay? So not so much difference with the engine, gearbox, the main chassis, but we've got a completely new swinging arm here. The development from that's come from MotoGP. They've realized that with a different design, they can use less material, it's stronger, and it's also lighter. Now that's also gone straight from MotoGP, trickled itself down onto the RS V4, and now it's on the Tuono. So totally different swinging arm. I haven't had any problems getting on the gas. The bike just squats down and all of that 175 horsepower goes straight to the back wheel, and it takes off at quite a rate. There's also been quite a lot of changes here in the bodywork. Again, learning what they did from MotoGP. They found that by moving that bodywork away from the front wheel, they can actually make the bike turn better. It's more agile. So they've put that same technology into this one too. So you've got some subtle differences, but quite a lot of differences as well. So even though the engine and the chassis have only been refined slightly, you've got quite a lot of difference here up front in the way it looks, and also here at the back too. And let's not forget that really nice, beautiful subframe here. It's not much of a passenger seat, but it's definitely something that if you're going to take this bike on track, it's got a real stylish, sporty seat. Now with this model, look at what they've done. They've added some bags, we've got a different subframe so that we've got more comfortable riding position here for the passenger. This one's got the accessories also with the tank bag, and also this windscreen here at the front to deflect some wind. Even some risers here, which I would have said is, compared to the difference, maybe a couple of inches difference in the risers, and again, just a more relaxed riding position. So this for me now is moving away from the naked sporty and almost moving into the sport touring. It's not quite a touring motorcycle, but it can be, because you've got these nice relaxed handlebars, you've got a big screen, you've got no fatigue when you're sat on the freeway. Also fairing here on this model, there's just a little extra just to deflect around the rider. So just overall, just trying to give a rider more comfort. Riding position wise, it's not all that different. The knee bend is the same on both models, but you've got a more relaxed riding position here with your hands. Now, riding the two today, I have to say, the older I get, I'm loving this model. The model here that just allows a bit more wind over your head, a bit more relaxed riding position, but still the same absolutely gorgeous, powerful V4 engine, exactly the same in both machines. You haven't, with this model though, got the electronics Öhlins suspension. You've got more of a standard sack suspension. But to be honest with you, I've been riding here in Angeles Crest and there's some real bumpy corners here. It soaks up the suspension really well, handles really well. So there's not a lot of difference. This one is just a little bit more refined. It's going to cost you an extra 3.5 grand if you want all the bells and whistles when it comes to the suspension. But for me, I love this model. A Tuono that's now moving into almost that sport touring category, and for me that's where there's loads of enjoyment, racking by the miles and doing it on a fun, playful machine, and this is definitely that. Also, you've got a couple of bags here as well, so finding some bags on the Tuono, yes please, because like look at that, now can load up and head off and we're going to go camping for a weekend. It's gone from what I would say has been an awesome street and canyon bike, and even taking it to the racetrack. Now we can go and get by some miles, get on the road, can really have some fun. And I think because there's not a lot of performance difference between the two, if you did get this bike, you could even take it on the track too. So a real multi-purpose machine. Overall, the Tuono just refined slightly, little bits here and there, but still the awesome motorcycle that it's always been. For me, the Tuono is one of the best street bikes because you've got this agility of the RSV4 and the sharp handling, but you've got that more relaxed riding position and an engine with just endless power. It does everything you want it to do, stops well, turns well, looks good, and puts a smile on your face every time you open the throttle. The Aprilia Tuono just got better.